What is up everyone, welcome back to Mainly Movies, the channel where we talk about, well, mainly movies. So who here is ready to talk about John Wick Chapter 2? So John Wick Chapter 2 is the second installment in the John Wick franchise. It is directed by Chad Stahelski and stars Keanu Reeves playing the character John Wick. We also get introduced to a whole bunch of new characters, Lawrence Fishbourne's character, Ruby Rose's character. Let's just say this movie is 10 times bigger than the first one. So this movie continues where the first movie left off. He goes back to try and get his car, and it is one of the most awesome openings to a movie I have seen ever. And then the character Santino D'Antonio rocks up at his doorstep and basically says, I got a job for you. As we know, he's an ex-hitman, he's not about that life anymore, but he has to do this one last job, otherwise everything is taken away from him. He's forced to kill D'Antonio's sister. He sends all of his men after him, and we just get this massive all-out warfare, 10 times bigger, more action, more guns, more blood, and more Keanu Reeves. The reason why I like this movie a bit more than the first one is because it gives me more action than I kind of got in the first movie. Although the first movie, don't get me wrong, has some of the greatest action scenes, that whole nightclub scene was phenomenal, I still feel like this movie, you can tell there's a bigger budget and there's just so much passion into this movie. Now don't get me wrong, the simplicity and the story and the plot of the first movie is a lot better than this movie. This movie tries to go beyond what it can, and that's when it kind of falls apart, but I'll get to that in a minute. But this movie is meant for its action, and it delivers every beat of action. You see him kill guys with a pencil, you see him with his big shotgun in the Rome sequence. It is unbelievably good. It is so good. The action is phenomenal. It's kind of the action where you end up laughing at it because it's so over the top. There's one scene in this movie where he is in the middle of a public train station and he's shooting a guy with a silenced pistol and no one's hearing it. It is the funniest sequence I've seen in an action movie, and it's just great. But with that aside, the main problem of this movie is that the plot tries to extend and trying to be something a lot bigger than it should have been, and it kind of falls flat a little bit. Whereas the first movie delivers because of its simplicity and how good the execution of everything, the plot, the characters, the way it's written, everything like that was fantastic. In this movie, only the action and the writing is good in this movie, whereas the plot kind of falls. This movie has the action I want, but it doesn't really have the plot that I want. I'm kind of scared about John Wick Chapter 3 because it continues off this, and it's kind of the plot that I didn't really want to see. But in a way it is, because it's 10 times bigger. Since I watched the first movie, I wanted something a bit bigger, and that's what this movie delivers, but not in the way that I was expecting. I was expecting a bit more of a simpler plot, but this movie extends far beyond that. Which when I first watched it I was fine with, but then it kind of sunk in and I watched it more and more on Blu-ray, and I didn't really enjoy it that much, the plot. I was just kind of watching it for the mindless action, which is what you watch a John Wick movie for. But you also watch it for the great choreography and the great stunt work by Keanu Reeves and the whole stunt team working on the movie. I do recommend watching John Wick Chapter 2. It's not as great as the first movie, but it still delivers all the action beats that it has to. I do recommend it, and that's why I'm going to give John Wick Chapter 2 an A. So guys, like I said, the John Wick Chapter 3 review will be out soon when I get a chance to see the movie, as well as a couple of other videos. So guys, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.